The Detroit Lions are pretty much set on offense, but that defensive side of the ball, they are going to have, in my opinion, a moderate size overhaul. Losing defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn with 16 injured players on defense, and the fact that we are going to need somebody on that defensive line outside of the name of Aiden Hutchinson who can get to the quarterback. I saw this with Pride of Detroit, and we've been talking about as we approach the beginning of the new league year, which is in the second week of March, the Detroit Lions can start bringing back their own free agents very soon here. They can bring back guys that were part of the team, guys that are free agents like Carlton Davis, Derek Barnes, Ife Melifonwu. It's those individuals outside of the team that they have to wait until March, which is right before the new league year begins. With that being the case, these from Pride of Detroit are 9 potential salary cap casualties. Now, I have not looked at this. I am going to look at this in real time with you. Let's see what we are dealing with. And I want you guys to put in the comment section, what do you think about their take? So we're going to start with the salary cap casualty. The first one is going to be Za'Darius Smith. And you can see there, his 2025 cap hit is 5.7. We just did a video about him a couple days ago, how it would be dumb to do this. If he's cut pre-June 1st, he has 0 dead cap, and we would save that $5.7 million in 2025. Cut probability high. This would be dumb to me. So according to Pride of Detroit, they think that the cut probability for Za'Darius Smith is high. I did not read this. Let's see if there is some type of situation that they could re-sign him and cut him and then re-sign him. We don't have a lot of time to dive into this because there are 8 other players, but the cap cut probability is high. That's insane. That is insane. If we lose Za'Darius Smith, that's going to be tough. And I'm going to begin to question what Brad Holmes is doing. This might be enough to dive into, but we'll keep it moving. The second player, Graham Glasgow, cap hit for 2025 is 7.4. Pre-June 1st would be 5.3 dead cap with 2.1 savings in 2025. Cut probability is medium. When it comes to Graham, I wouldn't cut him. We signed him. I would not cut him. Christian Mahogany may not be ready to take over that role. I mean, he came in and did his thing, did pretty well, I might add, but maybe since we got this guy under contract, we just keep him and we let Mahogany develop a little while longer. So Za'Darius Smith, high, which is insane. Graham Glasgow is medium. Maybe that's why Za'Darius put out that Instagram post a little while ago. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, cap hit, 4.6, pre-June 1st cut of 2.7, dead cap 1.8, savings in 2025. Cut probability medium. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is like the highest special team player in the NFL or something like that. Something crazy. And this guy spent a year with the Texans, I believe, came back to the Detroit Lions, is nothing more. I don't want to be disrespectful. He's a captain, a leader, all of those things. But on the field, he's nothing more than a special teams ace. He is not a coverage linebacker. When we saw him out there, it's pretty sad. But we'll see. With this here, I mean, yeah, I could see this. Out of the 3 we looked at so far, I think Jalen Reeves-Maybin is the highest probability so far. Now, he is a Dan Campbell type of guy. They love Germ. I don't know if this is going to happen, but so far he would be the one that I could see. Khalif Raymond, why would we do this? Cap hit in 2025 is 6.3. Pre-June 1st, cut is 3.1. Dead cap of 3.2. Savings in 2025. Cut probability low. I agree 100%. There's no need to keep going. Khalif Raymond took a backseat this year. I don't know why. I don't know if that was Liquid Snake's reasoning. Have no idea why we didn't use him more, but I don't see him going anywhere. Alex Anzalone, cap hit is 7.2, pre-June 1st, 2.4, dead cap of 4.8, savings in 2025. Cut probability, very low, 100%. There's no need. We saw what the defense looked like when he was out. He is definitely needed on this team, especially with the new defensive coordinator that we're going to have. Amik Robertson, Cap hit 6.4, pre-June 1st cut 1.6, dead cap of 4.7 in 2025, cut probability very low. I agree with that as well. We saw what a difference he made when he was out there. I mean, the dude single-handedly was on Justin Jefferson, one of the top 3 wide receivers in the National Football League, and he did very well considering what kind of cornerback he is and who he had to guard. So shout out to him. It was sad to see him go out in the biggest game of the Detroit Lions season. Hopefully he can come back stronger than ever, but I agree so far. So right now, I disagree with Zadarius Smith. I agree 100% with Jalen Reeves-Maybin that he is the highest so far. Let's move on to Josh Paschal. Cap hit 2.4, pre-June 1st, 700,000, dead cap of 1.7 in 2025. Cut probability very low. The thing about Josh Paschal as to why I wouldn't say very low, but at the same time, I would understand if we kept him. He's under contract for 1 year. The Lions don't really give up on their picks, especially their higher round picks before their contract is up. Josh Paschal could be a depth piece for this team, and we're going to need all the help we could get. So I could see us moving on from him just because we find somebody that can do something better than he did. But as far as saving any money, it wouldn't make any sense for us to do that. So I could see very low, but I could also see him not making this team. Hendon Hooker, wow. Cap hit is going to be 1.6. Pre-June 1st cut, 500,000. Almost $1 million in cap saving. Cut probability very low. I agree with this. Hendon Hooker is going into year 3. If somebody would entertain a trade for Hendon Hooker, I would have to listen to it. Jared Goff is going to be here. His contract expires after Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, I don't see him playing. Matter of fact, I'm confident he will not see the football field because Brad Holmes said that Jared Goff was entering his prime. They're not going to give up on Jared Goff. That's why they gave him that big old deal last year. He's not going anywhere. Whether you like it, whether I like it, it doesn't matter. If you can get something for Hendon, I take that. So we shall see. But I agree that the cut probability is very low. He currently now is our backup quarterback and the only one. Broderick Martin. Cap hit 1.4 pre-June 1st, 400,000. Cap savings of 1.7. He got to go. He's the last one. He got to go. Broderick Martin, there's no reason for him to be on this roster. He probably won't. Cut probability very low. I can't even speak. The brother got me tongue-tied. Cut probability very low. Wow, I want to read this. That's why I'm pausing. I want to read this. You know what? Let's read it. I want to say, let me see. Who is this? Who is this talking? Whoever this person is, sounds like, you know what? I want to make sure that I give the person credit. I know they were Pride of Detroit. John Whitaker. I thought this was a Jeremy piece. Let's see what the take on Broderick Martin is. Says, I am going to group these two together. For one, who is he talking about here? For one, I'm guessing Josh Paschal or Hendon Hooker. For one, they came into the league as 2023 third-round picks. Okay, so that's Hendon for the Lions. Hence, their similar contracts. These are two players that have not shown much in the NFL yet. Hooker has been limited to a backup for his entire career thus far, even getting demoted to a third string for the Lions playoff game against the Commanders for a recently retired Teddy Bridgewater. Martin, meanwhile, was a frequent inactive, often getting passed on the depth chart by players like Miles Adam or Chris Smith. Both individuals, mind you, are practice squad players. We poached both of those guys. I believe. I know we took Miles. Chris might have been a poach a while ago. Says, on paper, saving $1 million and change for a low-impact player seems reasonable, but this is extremely penny-pinching that the Lions But this is extreme penny pinching that the Lions are unlikely to explore. These players were drafted for their upside. What? And they are just entering year 3 of their careers. To cut bait with their untapped potential. Okay, all right. Hendon Hooker, I get you. But really? To cut bait with their untapped potential to save a few million between them would go against Holmes' track record. Now, that is true. Levi Onwuzurike and Derek Barnes are 2 examples of players that took a few seasons to bloom into capable defenders. Derek Barnes took 2.5, pretty much 3 years. Levi did not. Bro, examples of capable defenders? We're going to give Levi Onwuzurike a capable defender title? Okay. Hooker or Martin could feasibly get cut in 2025, depending on their offseason moves, but that will only happen during final roster cuts, not as early as an off-season cap saving move. If the Lions are this desperate for cap space, something has gone horribly wrong, and even then, restructuring a different contract would make more sense than either of these cuts. Well, John, I've got to disagree with you, buddy. Broderick Martin, as of right now, has 0 untapped potential. You just said it yourself. How long are we going to give him? How long are we going to give him? When you look at the grand scheme of track record from Brad Holmes, I will say this in his defense. Ife Melifonwu can't stay healthy, but year 3, it took Ife the back half of year 3 to turn into a capable defender. I'll give him that title. Same thing with Derek Barnes. Now, when it comes to Levi, who is done, Levi in 4 years was never a capable defender, and Josh Pascal, in my opinion, right now is not a capable defender. Maybe against the run, but I think you're being a little nice with capable defender. Maybe serviceable. I don't know. Put in the comment section. What would you call Levi? What title defender would you give Levi Onwuzurike? For me, cutting Broderick Martin in place of a body that can do something is a huge deal to me. You drafted players, and see, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is the stuff that grinds my gears about Brad Holmes and this whole drafting projects. I want to call them Broderick. Drafting projects. Our Super Bowl window is here. Brad Holmes is drafting for the sustainable success. Right now, we've got a guy in Broderick Martin, after 2 years, that is getting beat by practice squad dudes. Trinity Benson was not it. Donovan Peoples-Jones was not it. I'm going to call DOA. Broderick Martin is not it. He's not it. He's not going to improve enough to be a capable defender. I'm going to go ahead and throw the towel. I'm straight up Duke and Apollo Creed throwing the towel. No. Broderick Martin is done. I know it seems like I'm very, I don't like to do, it's not about that. It's not about that. You cannot, draft picks are valuable. You want to build through the draft, correct? Everybody is in the comment section. Don't mortgage the future. Don't sell the farm. Build through the draft. You build through the draft. Broderick Martin we gave up draft capital for him. We were that enamored with him that we gave up draft capital. The guy literally has to come out and be a dog. Right now, he's not getting re-signed. The dude has played 75 snaps, if that, after 2 years. If he doesn't develop in year 3, it's over. I'm going to call it's over. I'm just going to call it. I just don't think if you're getting beat by practice squad dudes in year 2, I just don't see you turning it around. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I think the most ridiculous take is Zadarius Smith. I would truly begin to question everything Brad Holmes is about if they do that. If you didn't think about that so you were so desperate. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, even if you were that desperate, Brad Holmes said at his season-ending press conference, this is the first time we had to trade for a pass rusher. So he felt like his back was against the wall. That's what it sounds like. So you were forced. That means that you didn't do enough in free agency. That's what that means. Well, Derek, we had 16 in. No, if you weren't saying that when we were winning games, if you weren't talking about all the injuries, you can't talk about them now. That was that was like a fail safe, bro. That was like a parachute jumping out the plane. Oh, I'm just going to dive out the plane. We winning games. I'm not paying attention to anything on the defense. Woof. Pull it out. Oh, you know what? We lose. We got 16 people hurt. There it is. That's why we lost. It wasn't in anybody's mind until we lost that game against the Washington Commanders. Now we injured, right? Can't have that. Cannot have that. Let me know what you think. Who's most likely? Who's least likely? I'm going to say it's a lot of least likely. I wouldn't be mad if Broderick, and that way I can stop talking about him. Broderick Martin is the new James Houston. I was right, by the way, about James Houston. I was right. I'm just saying, y'all be hating, bro. I'll be right. I'll be Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. Man, yesterday was 5 years. 5 years, man. Anyway. Time does sure fly, man. Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I'm that dude you love to hate. But I can take it.